Hi, everyone. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Thanks for joining me today. My name is Nan Gabriel, Senior Sales Engineer at Bigeye. So today we will explore how data observability can transfer the way your organization builds trust in its data. At Bigeye, our mission is simple: to help data engineers, business analysts, and data stores collaborate so that every data set you rely on is fresh, accurate, and trustworthy. So that trust is what drives confidence in your business decisions, analytics, and AI initiatives. So today, my goal is to show you how Bigeye can support your AI initiatives and help build trust in the data you have, and also enable you to build with confidence on top of that data. So this is how we spend our time today. The next one. Go through agenda real quick. So first of all, we'll start with a quick overview of how data observability is and why it's become critical as data movements environments grow more complex. And this will be a short level set to make sure we are aligned on the problem we are solving today. The next one, we'll walk through the Bigeye's AI Guardian core components, focusing on how AI helps teams understand issues faster, reduce noise, and move from alerting to the actionable insights. And then we will jump into a live demo to show how this looks in practice, from detecting an issue to understanding impact and the root cause analysis. And then finally, we'll wrap up with a call to action and next steps, and including how we can get started. So throughout the session, feel free to jump in with questions, type in the chat or anything you like. So let's get started. What is data observability? So from Bigeye's perspective, data observability is about having real-time visibility into how your data behaves end-to-end. So on the left-hand side, you will see the business benefits. The first unknowns, business impact, efficiency, and ultimately this builds trust. Issues are caught and resolved before business stakeholders lose confidence in the data. And on the right-hand side, and those are the core components that makes this possible with the platform. So we start with data lineage, which shows how data flows through your systems, so teams can immediately see where an issue originated and what it impacts. And then data pipeline monitoring, which ensures data is arriving on time and in expected volume, so at the same time. And data quality monitoring looks at whether the data is actually usable, things like completeness, volume, uniqueness, distribution, changes, and things like that nature. And then finally is anomaly detection, where Bigeye automatically identifies unusual behavior without requiring teams to define every rule manually. So we do have out-of-box metrics that you can leverage. So altogether, these components give teams a unified end-to-end view of data health. So not just alerts, but also actionable insights for the team. So now Bigeye itself is a full observability platform. There are really 5 main layers and sections that we want to talk about or walk you through, and they all build on top of each other to deliver that value and trust in what you are using data for. So what we do here is Bigeye connects to these underlying data systems. We work with data sets, databases, and data stores and ETL tools, and including BI tools as well. Anything that's moving data or consuming data, we want to integrate it into. And we can also push data into the third-party tools like ServiceNow, Jira, Alation, and you can leverage other products at the same time that needs the visibility and the context that Bigeye has already created for you. And now all of that feeds into our metadata platform. So this metadata platform, this underlay right there, is the foundation for everything that we build here at Bigeye. The platform consists of data catalog in a live form. And so we have information about assets and what they are, some properties about them. We can profile them to generate statistics and insights at the same time. So lots of our customers leverage Bigeye because we can generate lineage all the way from on-prem SQL servers through SSIS into Snowflakes, Databricks, and whatever their modern warehouses are. So we can help with migrations from legacy BI tools to more modern BI tools because we can generate that lineage and show what data is used in these tools. And on top of the metadata platform, we have 3 modules: data observability, data sensitivity, and data governance. So all these 3 modules provide signals that are then incorporated into the AI Guardian layer, which allows you to use these signals to make better decisions about how you're using the data and the business impacts, business value you can get out of it. So as you're building the AI applications and agents that are consuming data from the systems, you can get all these context and make a better decisions about whether that data is trustworthy, whether it should be used for AI-based sensitivity or governance, and whether it's healthy at the time of the assumption. And finally, the AI Guardian itself is a set of integrations, either native integrations into the third-party AI platform or your own data access gateway. So that allows you to pull that context as part of your query path. So combined with our policy engine, governance, catalog, and that allow you to make decisions about access in real time as your agents are accessing data, and then gives you your governance the level of visibility into which agents are accessing what and when. So give it that level of visibility from governance perspective. Okay, so let's jump to our demo session. So this is our AI Guardian demo environment. So we're going to talk about how Bigeye uses our connectors to understand what agents exist and what data they're connecting to, and then feed the context that we are generating here back into the dashboard so that we can have this understanding in terms of what data is being consumed and what its status is. So what we're going to look at here is the trust dashboards. This is a view that I'm kind of also show on the slides as well. So reporting a specific data product level. So in this case, these are all agents. Agents that these are all agents are accessing data from specific sources, and Bigeye is providing context about data that we're accessing and summarizing that so that we can take action on. So give you some insights in terms of business for the business. And now, as we're building out new agents, Bigeye becomes aware of them and they get appended to the list here. So now we've got quite a few. So let's take Card Genia, for example. You can drill into it and see what conversation we have for this agent for past history. So they were evaluated against a PII and data quality policy. So we also issue warnings about health and some of this data. Let's drill into one of those. And this one. So you can see that the conversation in the past with this agent. So Bigeye provides on the right-hand side, there's a detail panel based on the access pattern of this agent and understand which data is accessed during the conversation. So in this case, it came from Wayland Bank's Snowflake environment. These 4 tables, these 4 tables were queried as part of this conversation. So they were evaluated against an PII and data quality policy the company has, and we issued warnings about health of some of this data. That's why you see this little yellow triangle here. And then, so Bigeye then used these signals and to feed that signal back to the agent, and the agent is able to embed contextual information back into the response to say there is a data quality alert here indicating that balances are higher than we expect in the system, and that might impact the quality of your results. So give it insights of the business here. Scroll down the bottom, where you can see the recommended scripts and entire conversation, data quality warnings, and even recommendation rationale. So give you pretty detailed summary in terms of what's going on for this particular conversation. And here, so we're not just showing you that a conversation happened, we're showing you what data was used and what state of that data was at the time, and then whether there are any governance or data quality issues associated with it. So how it works here is, first of all, we connect to the data source. Then in this case, it's our Snowflake instance. And then we understand which agents exist, which conversation we have, and what data they access. And then optionally, we provide that signal back to your workflow to show you what's happening here. So now let's click on one of the triangle here. Go to scorecard. So this is one of the tables. Excuse me. Our table is called accounts we're using as part of the data flow here. So the top view is the historical scorecard, and the scorecard you see here is the Bigeye understanding of how healthy this table is over time. So you can see over the last 7 days, 30 days, 60 days, not even 90 days, how this table has behaved. So, and for example, you can see that freshness and volume are healthy, and we know how many hours it's been since the last value arrived. So we know row counts, we know the volume, etc. So all of this is generated automatically by Bigeye, and there's no manual configuration required to get started. So this is foundation of everything else here. Without this layer, without knowing what data assets are and what their current state is, you can really reason about the data quality, governance, and AI trust on top of it. So yeah, and from here, we have different tabs here, help you set up monitoring, like the metrics on top of the data sets. This can be from database level, schema level, table level, and all the way down to the column level. The profiling helps you to run the profiling for your data, for cleanness issues, tells you, hey, we have how many issues related to this data, this table called accounts, and this is where you can go in to troubleshoot. So it's really nice for data engineering team from time to resolution perspective. Let's click on one of those. So it will show you the lineage graph from example here. Basically tells you, let me zoom out a little bit, tell you how data flows from upstream to downstream and what issues we're looking at. So from there, you can click into the root cause analysis to understand, hey, how can we troubleshoot and which columns to which, and then use Bigeye Bigeye suggest resolutions to better understand, the better troubleshoot from end to end. This is saves a lot of time from data engineering perspective. Okay, so let's go back to, so this wraps what I want to show you from AI Guardian's perspective. Any questions, please feel free to jump in. Happy to answer anything you may have. Okay, So, so far we've walked through how Bigeye detects data issues, provides context around impact and root cause, and helps team move from alerting to action faster. So that brings us to the end of the demo here. I'll leave us on the final slide here. Thank you for your time today, and happy to continue the journey with you, even start a new journey with you, and open it up for questions. And also feel free to reach out if you'd like to have a deep dive into your specific tech stack and how Bigeye can support your organization. So thanks for joining us today.